There is something nobody tells you when you grow up thinking more than everyone around you. They celebrate it. Teachers praise it. Parents brag about it. You get called mature for your age, wise, deep. But somewhere along the way, quietly, invisibly, a weight starts to build. And one day you find yourself lying awake at 2 in the morning, replaying a conversation that happened 3 years ago. Wondering if you said the wrong thing. Wondering if people actually like you. Wondering why you can't just switch it off. Here is what no one told you. The same mind that lets you see more also makes you feel more. And that is both a gift and a sentence. Today, I want to talk about why, and more importantly, what you do with it. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine 2 people at the same party. Same music, same people, same night. The first person walks in, grabs a drink, laughs with strangers, dances a little, goes home, sleeps well, wakes up, and moves on. The second person walks in and immediately starts reading the room. They notice the couple in the corner who haven't spoken in 20 minutes. They sense a tension in their friend's smile. They wonder if they dressed appropriately. They have a good time, or at least they perform having a good time. But on the inside, they are processing 17 things simultaneously. They go home. They replay the night. They catch a comment someone made and wonder what it really meant. They question whether they talked too much or too little. They feel everything that happened and some things that didn't even happen. That second person is not broken. That second person is not weak. That second person is you. And the research is starting to catch up with what you have known your whole life. Psychologists have a term for this: heightened sensory processing sensitivity. It was first studied seriously by Dr. Elaine Aron in the 1990s. She discovered that approximately 15 to 20% of the population processes information, emotional, sensory, social, at a fundamentally deeper level than others. These people are not more emotional in a childish way. They are more aware. Their nervous systems are literally wired to pick up more data from every interaction. And here is where it gets interesting. Multiple studies show a strong overlap between high cognitive ability, what we casually call intelligence, and this deeper processing. The same traits that help you think critically, solve complex problems, understand nuance, those same traits make you absorb the world more intensely. You don't just see that someone is upset, you feel why they might be upset. You feel it almost as if it were happening to you. You don't just hear words, you hear the silence between the words. You don't just experience a moment, you experience the moment and its implications, and the memory of similar moments and the fear of what it could mean. This is not anxiety. Well, sometimes it becomes anxiety, but at its root, it is simply depth, and depth costs something. Think about the ocean. The surface of the ocean is bright, warm, full of movement and light and life that anyone can see. But the deeper you go, the darker it gets. The pressure increases, it becomes harder to breathe. There are creatures down there that never see sunlight. Your mind works the same way. Most people live near the surface, and the surface is beautiful. There is nothing wrong with it. They experience joy cleanly, pain briefly, and move through life with a certain kind of ease that you have probably envied more than once. But you live deeper. You see things that exist below the surface. You understand things that require going where most people never go. And the pressure down there is real. Here is the part nobody talks about in the self-help books. When you are deeply perceptive, you cannot unsee things. Once you understand how people's childhood shaped their behavior, you start seeing everyone's wounds. In the colleague who criticizes everything, in the friend who disappears when things get hard, in the parent who never apologized. You see the wound behind the cruelty, and that is devastating, because it makes it nearly impossible to stay angry at people. You understand them too well. You forgive too fast. You make excuses for behavior that genuinely hurts you, because somewhere in your mind, you have already traced it back to a scared child who never healed. That is empathy. And empathy at high doses is one of the loneliest things in the world, because you are constantly holding space for other people's pain while quietly carrying your own. There is something else. Smart, deeply feeling. People tend to have extremely high internal standards, not just for their work, for themselves, for their relationships, for how they move through the world, and the gap between who they are and who they feel they should be. That gap becomes a source of constant, quiet suffering. You know what you are capable of, and you also know every single time you fell short of it. You remember your failures in high definition. Your successes fade like old photographs. This is not a character flaw. It is your brain doing exactly what it was built to do. Analyze, evaluate, improve. But it was never taught to rest. And here is the twist I promised you at the beginning. All of this, the sleepless nights, the overanalyzed conversations, the empathy that drains you, the standards that haunt you, it is not a malfunction, it is information. Your suffering is not proof that something is wrong with you. It is proof that you are paying attention, that you care, that you are alive to the full weight of being human in a way that most people protect themselves from. The monk does not suffer less because he is wise. He suffers differently. He has learned to hold his awareness without being crushed by it, to feel deeply without drowning, to see clearly without losing hope. That is not a gift you are born with, it is a practice. So what do you do with all of this? First, you stop trying to think less. That is not the answer. You cannot dim a light that bright, and you should not want to. Second, you build a relationship with your own depth. You learn the difference between the thoughts that are processing something real and the thoughts that are simply afraid. They feel the same at 2 in the morning, but they are not the same. Third, you find your people. Not many. You don't need many. But somewhere out there are others who also live below the surface, who also feel the weight of seeing too much, who speak the language you speak. One real conversation with one real person who understands. It changes everything. And finally, you let this be your strength. Because here is what is true. The world does not change because of people who coast through it. It changes because of people who feel it so deeply that staying silent becomes impossible. Your suffering made you who you are, and who you are is exactly what this world needs. If this reached something in you, if something in here felt like it was written for you, that is not a coincidence. That is recognition. And recognition is the first step to something far more important than suffering. It is the beginning of understanding yourself,